In an extremely interesting and an unprecedented move, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi decided to fact-check a CNBC TV 18 source-based information that essentially said that the government was actively toying with the idea and proposal to levy a cess on foreign travel. Now, understandably so, following this news, the upper middle class and the richy rich club was outraged. They were up in arms. After all, this is summer holiday season. They need to be out of the country. They need to be abroad, just like the Prime Minister with their families. And how dare the government toy with an idea like that? But it's interesting that the Prime Minister notably himself stepped in to deny this news. It wasn't the PIB, it wasn't one of the ministers, it wasn't an institution, but the Prime Minister himself. That's how much they really care about the rich. However, as a former journalist, I can tell you one thing. This news wasn't a figment of the reporter's imagination. This news was planted by the government source for one of the two reasons. They were either trying to do a trial balloon or dipstick check. They were trying to test the waters. What would be people's reaction if this move were to be implemented? Or the government source thought this was an ill-conceived proposal and this had to be stopped in the tracks. The government was foolish to even think about something like this. So the purpose has been achieved. The proposal has been stopped in its tracks. However, because Narendra Modi decided to turn fact-checker for one day, it makes me wonder, how is it that he never fact-checks the same media who spread venom and hatred using government source-based information every single day? How is it that he never fact-checks them when they peddle fake news day in and day out, day after day? How is it that he keeps quiet when these same television news anchors decide that we have captured Islamabad and Karachi, bringing us global embarrassment? The Prime Minister stays quiet. How is it that the same Prime Minister never fact-checks his habitual lying ministers or his MPs or his dimwit spokespersons or his IT cell trolls? And the answer to that is quite simple. Because he is the biggest liar in chief of them all. He lies habitually about history, about data, about events. And because he lies constantly, what moral authority does he have to fact-check anybody in his own cabinet or in his own government or in his own party who lie every single day? In fact, Mr. Modi has the unique distinction for being the Prime Minister who's been called out not once, but multiple times, who's been fact-checked. Either it was historical facts that he was lying about, or the data that he was being lying about, or the opposition that he habitually lies about. So that's the story of the Prime Minister who decides to turn fact-check for one day, but keeps quiet every other day. And that is because they care about those with deep pockets. They couldn't give a damn about communities who are threatened with fake news or ordinary Indians who bear the ire of fake news that is spread by the same media every single day.